I make my own money and I spend it on what I want. And that's very true. I do this all the time.
Welcome back to Revirginized.
This is why I have like 3,000 jobs, by the way, to fund my finest. And today we are recapping the sad ass episode, which was episode 9. And I hated it.
Damn, this energy off the bat is crazy. I love it.
I hated it. I hated it. But before we get into it, for
Yeah.
those of you who are new, I am Candice B.
And I'm Jay like the letter, and it looks like someone here did not like the episode at all. Someone here hated it with all her passion. She went in straight from the intro, which is crazy. We're gonna see what this is about. So I kind of don't want to leave this to the end then. Do you want to start by rating the episode?
Absolutely. Let's rate that episode. It was a 1. And everyone out there is agreeing with me. Look. I'm on so much Reddit beef. It's not even serious.
A
Like, I am on
one.
so much Reddit beef, TikTok nonsense. I am all over the place. This episode is trash. It was a 1. Anyone who disagrees with me, go straight to hell. What did you?
I love the synergy. Oh my god, I feel like we're getting cancer. I feel like we're getting Candice uncensored today. I feel like we're getting like
No,
an
you are.
unfiltered Candice.
You are.
Wait. So should I rate it then?
Please do. Please
Okay.
do. And
So
don't piss me off, Jay.
this episode, I am going to rate it a 9 out of 10.
I just knew that some foolishness was coming. And I know why. I know why. Let's dive right into it. It's because she broke up with Aiden.
You
Tell the
will
truth.
never. The thing is, you will never know why. You know what? I'm gonna leave that till the end. You will never know why. But I enjoyed everything about this episode. It was entertaining. I liked it. It was, to me, it was good. And I want us to start breaking it down because I'm excited to get all the way to the end of the discussion. But on this
Go first,
episode,
please. What was good?
Aiden is still at Carrie's house, and he's navigating some feelings of jealousy that he has for Duncan as it pertains to Carrie. And he's not handling the jealousy well at all. He's very, very rowy, straightish, manish about it, where it's like, I'm gonna show off my dominance over this rather than admit that he's jealous or anything like that. And Carrie's not responding to it very well either. She doesn't like it. So she's not receptive of the situation at all. And I think Duncan's just kind of in the middle, like, okay, well, I'm going to be me, and this is what it's going to be, and whatever happens, happens, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But I have to say, right off the bat, I'm just going to call out the writers because it wasn't great. Right. So yes, he's navigating through his
Damn.
jealousy. No, because we know that they can't write a show. Right. We just know this. But what I'm finding that I hate is that there are a lot of fans who hated Aiden, right? And for no reason. And I talk all about that on TikTok. But like they hated Aiden. And then when Aiden came back, they started to really like him. They're like, you know what? He was such a good boyfriend. He wasn't bad. That was Aiden. We call him 2.0, right?
Yeah.
Last season, he was wonderful. This season, it's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what is this? Like, he's so mean. He was so mean to her when she came in smelling like smoke. He was like,
Yeah.
oh, get out of here, take a shower. And me, the biggest Aiden fan on the planet, I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, what are you
You were
doing?
turned off by it.
It was so turned off, not to mention that he left 2 great ass steaks. Okay? Like, they don't care about roaches here at all. Like, he didn't even close it. He didn't even finish seasoning it. He just left that shit raw on the counter. Like, he's being so petty. And like, I hated that for Carrie. I
Yeah.
hated that for Aiden. A lot of us fans are just so upset because we're like, bro, we just started liking him. And like, you guys just, like, you just sent him off in such a bad way. But let's talk about the Duncan Hines thing for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, Carrie, I get why he was jealous. Carrie did not want them to meet, but I kind of felt like she was overdoing it and making it a little bit bigger than what it was. Right?
So,
What do you think?
So, for context, Duncan and Carrie are working together in the way that they are critiquing each other's writings to each other. They're going through each other's books and critiquing it, giving each other notes. And so they're taking it seriously. They want this to work. She has a lot of respect for him and what he does, and he wants her input on what he's written. So they're taking it very seriously, and I feel like Aiden kind of just dropped into the Carrie dynamic while they were in this space, and I think it just kind of leaves it in like, oh well, then how do I insert myself into this dynamic? And he sees another man in her space, and I feel like that's what he kind of felt threatened. And in this episode, he kind of there was a vulnerability where he exposed himself a little bit threatened. But when it comes to Duncan, I didn't see in this episode because I've said before how yes, I feel like they're painting the picture. In this episode, I did not see any Carrie Duncan situation or anything brewing or anything like that. I do believe that Carrie wanted the separation because she wants to handle the book situation and she wants to have Aiden be Aiden while he's here as he drops in unexpectedly by surprise. So it's a weird dynamic for her to be in, but I feel like it was more of her segmentation of like, okay, I'm gonna keep these things separated because it's gonna drive me crazy if they mix.
I get it, but I kind of disagree a little bit. I feel like, was it me or did she mention something along the lines of like, they haven't had dinner before or whatever? So it was like, it would,
Like the Duncan, right?
yeah.
Yeah, she said it wasn't like that. She said it's not this is not like that. So it's like she's basically letting him know like we're not friends. This is a work thing. We don't have that. That's not what you're thinking.
It's a lie because they had mutton or Sutton or something together, that
Yeah,
nasty ass dish.
but don't you
And
feel like it was a way of her dismantling that act of jealousy of Aiden? Like, no, 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 this is not that. So calm down. Like, what do you think? Like, do you think that's maybe what she was doing in that moment?
so I do. On one hand, I actually feel for Carrie because I do think that she was trying her hardest to like make sure he wasn't jealous. Because let's be for real, that big stench is always gonna follow, which it shouldn't. But at the same time, I feel like she was kind of overdoing it, maybe because she kind of does have a little bit of feelings for Duncan. Like when she was like, "We don't do that." Like,
She walked out of her house and they were sitting together in the patio, Candice. Like, the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
yeah.
How would you have handled that? Like, you walk out of your patio and maybe you have a crush on this guy that you're working with, and then your guy comes out and you see them sitting together. You're like, how do you handle that at that moment?
No, of course. Like, I totally get that. I just feel like she's not being exactly too honest here,
Yeah,
right?
true, true,
Like,
true, true.
that's what I mean. And then I guess to like speed it up a little bit, guys. This ultimately is the big crash of Aiden and Carrie because not only do we see him being petty, but he's also really mean to her. And then the big stench opens up again with the wound.
Yeah,
Like, oh, I know I cheated on you, but I'm not that person anymore. And she's not, right? I
yeah,
don't think she would cheat on him because even though we kept predicting and I kept saying like, I think she likes him, I think Carrie was doing her very best to separate whatever little
yes,
bit of feelings
yes.
to
I'm
that.
with
So
you.
I'll give her all the credit, and this just was explosive, and she started saying like, I moved for you, I've been visiting for you, I've
Yeah.
been doing all these things for you. But I also kind of felt like, and I'll go back to this, I kind of feel like she's not giving him enough credit when it comes to the kids are very annoying, but let's be for real, Wyatt is annoying, right? And I think Aiden is trying his very best to navigate the situation with Wyatt, right? And I don't think she's giving him enough credit. I think she keeps using the family thing as like, this is impossible for us to,
So
to
let me ask you
navigate.
this: what do you think Carrie should have done to handle his situation with the kids better? Like, how do you think in this situation, in the space that they're in, how do you think Carrie should have handled their dynamic better?
I think it should have just been left the way it was because she did everything right, in my opinion. What I'm saying is, I think just to use that as one of the reasons to like end the relationship to me was kind of like, I didn't like that. If you want to talk about his jealousy, fine, right? Because I hate that the writers brought it back up because we didn't see this jealousy last year. We didn't even see the jealousy towards the beginning, right? It's now brewing even
Yeah.
more. But I feel like it was just a cop out. I think that's what I'm looking for. I
Okay.
think she, I think it was a cop out. I think she should just left it as it was. Wyatt's no longer in the picture, right? Like they wrote him off beautifully.
Yeah, which is
So
what
now
I
why do
said
we
should
have
have
this
happened.
trauma?
Yeah.
So then why do we have this?
Okay.
Because I feel like the Duncan thing could have been resolved.
Okay, I'm gonna respond to what you just said because I would have loved to have seen Carrie ended up with Aiden in a love romance that's their happily ever after to the show, right? The happily ever after to however many other seasons gonna happen, they end up being that, right? He ends up being that for her. The problem is they have not been navigating that in that way in since last season. They have not been writing them to be ending up as this happily ever after couple. They've been writing them as these exes that are feeding themselves in nostalgia for each other and are rekindling something that possibly doesn't have a future unless there's a lot of healing involved. The problem is the healing hasn't been a part of their problem. So early on, I was predicting that they were not going to end up together at the end of the season, and I think I saw the writing on the wall because Aiden's insertion into Carrie's world felt forced to me. It felt like let's bring back Aiden this season to show a little bit of Aiden and his life and his space, and then see him off because we don't want Carrie to be stuck in the Aiden narrative. And I feel like a lot of their compatibility came back up because they really like each other. They're so attracted to each other. I would dare say that for a long time they were the meant to be couple. But the
Yeah.
reality is John exists. Mr. Big was real. It existed. Him dying doesn't erase it. So there was a lot that they needed to heal from together that they did not do in order for them to get to the space where they could have been a permanent situation. The reality of where they're at now is that they want to have a relationship with each other, but the relationships that they want with each other are very different. She wants a very different relationship with him than he wants with her. She wants him to be in that house. She wants him to be just the two of them. She even compromised enough to be, oh, well, if the kids ever come to my home,
Yeah.
which we know Carrie would have never done. We know Carrie would have never
Yes.
done that. The fact that
That's
she
true.
went as far as to like, oh, well, I'm able to open up my life for your kids and your for Carrie to do that, it put them in a space where they wanted it to work. They had no chance at it working without all of the healing from the past. And you can tell that production didn't want this relationship to work. And I feel like they've
Yeah.
been putting the blocks up, piling them up since the very beginning.
And I think you're right, but that's what pisses me off because it's like somebody was saying online, like you sent him off in such a bad way. You built us up to him, right? For those who loved him, we loved him. For those who didn't like him in the original series, they loved him now. For those who, were a little iffy with him in the original series, like all of these things are just coming up and we're like, okay, Aiden, we're getting on the bandwagon. Why would you build us up so much to then just rip the rug from us?
Yeah.
Like you could
Yeah.
have you could have made him stay away, right? You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
if you were setting him up to fail, we didn't need him to come back this season. We could have still been in the 5 year
Which is what I said
ridiculous.
on episode one. I said
Yeah,
on episode 1 and 2, when I said they're not gonna end up together, I said they really should have done Carrie justice and not have kept him in for the season. There could have been when he left to go handle his family stuff, that could have been a bow on the box and be like, okay,
yeah,
well, that's it. He's handling his family. She's not gonna deal with this anymore.
yeah. Absolutely. And that's what I would have preferred to see because it just wasn't a good send off for John Corbett, which is Aiden. It wasn't a good send off for us. And then one thing that I agree with everyone, it just felt inconsistent to who his character was. This is
Yeah.
not the Aiden we knew and loved. Yes, we saw a little bit of petty Aiden after she cheated on him, right?
Yeah.
But we always saw the Aiden that was forgiving. We've never seen the Aiden that would disrespect her in that way
That's
of like,
mean.
oh,
That's
get
mean
out
to
of here. Like that
Carrie.
was so, even like
Yeah.
somebody on Reddit was like, oh, but see, they always gotta pick bullshit. He like snapped the nicotine patch. I'm like, yeah, but he did it with a smile on his face. He knew it was fucking wrong. He wasn't
Yeah.
still mean about it. Like he was such an asshole to her. And I'm not used to that Aiden. I'm
Yeah.
used to the Aiden that even if he was jealous, he wasn't outwardly expressing it, like when she was going out with her gay boyfriend in the original series.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just used to the Aiden who patches everything over. And you're right. They set it up to fail, but it just feels like you cheated us. It feels like you cheated us because I'm sorry. I don't want to do next season of Carrie dating when we could have just left her this season dating. Duncan could have been introduced with no interactions. Aiden didn't have to be here. And so all in all, it didn't feel true to who he was as a character. I hated it. I hate that the argument with the kids keep coming up because you just wrote the fucking kids off. Let us enjoy why it's no more being a bitch brat and he's no longer in the picture. Right? Like, I don't know. It just was a no for me. But
No, I get you. I
um
get you. I think I enjoyed watching because they gave us a full art of Carrie and Aiden. I feel like the episode starting
yeah.
with Aiden sitting in front of that man was like, oh, Aiden is having a who's this bigger competition. And then moving on to like they're being petty towards each other, him being mean to her in bed, them resenting each other, to them him trying to apologize, let's meet up for lunch. And that everything bursting out, all those feelings bursting out was so serious. I feel like they did not have that love that they have for each other before now. And I feel like it was just them going to back to a memory and a nostalgia that didn't exist. But we see the end of the Aiden situation. We don't know if we're going to see him moving forward, but we're definitely going to move forward and we're going to move on to Charlotte. And I have a lot of thoughts with Charlotte on this episode. We have been talking about what the bad that they've been doing to the men of the show,
Yeah.
and seeing Charlotte and Harry deal with these health conditions. And he had his surgery after dealing with cancer, and he just removed his catheter and was able to use it. She's dealing with vertigo. I think they are now existing in this capsule of, and just like that is their own. And I feel like nobody's enjoying watching that. The kids are not a part of the picture in this episode, so I really didn't enjoy Charlotte and Harry. It was just kind of like a stale storytell.
Yeah, I agree. It was so stale. And I think it's because they were pushing more of like the Aiden and cariness. But once again, the context, right? Like that's what we're missing. Like we have none of that. It's just like, cut, here's Carrie, I mean, here's Charlotte. And all of a sudden her vertigo has her like disabled, right? Like she can't even get up at all. Her back is thrown out. Like it was just so ridiculous. And you give her, you give us them for like a split second and then it's like, okay, bye bye. But again, there's nothing. Like, there's no, all this time is passing. There's no doctor's visits.
Yeah.
There's no follow up. Like,
Yep.
okay, it's all of the cancer
Which
removed.
which you and I said would happen. Remember, we said it's
Yeah,
going to be cancer, surgery, recovery, and that's it. And that's
that's it.
it.
That's it. It was just such a shit episode. And while I do like that, our two mains got more time, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, but can you make the rest of the characters make sense?
Oh,
Like,
girl.
I just feel like even when we got onto Miranda, right? Like I loved that Miranda was finally having that conversation with Joy, right? About
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
drinking because we said that was something we wanted to see. And to give
Yeah.
everybody context, Joy figures out that her expensive ass bottle is gone because Miranda threw it out. And
Hmm.
Miranda takes this opportunity to talk about the alcoholism that none of us got to see, by the way. Like
Yeah.
we had it's just like poof, she's an alcoholic forever,
I know.
and she probably drank the least in the entire old series, but whatever,
Yeah, of the four girls, yeah.
of the four girls. And so, moving that on, they're having this conversation, and a lot of like old wounds are being brought up, baggage, which I loved. Joyce talking about
I
like,
loved that conversation so
me
much.
too.
So much.
And on that we get some context, which I like. But it's like, okay, let's keep going with that, right? Because look, it took us 9 episodes just to have one meaningful conversation with
Yeah.
Miranda
Yeah.
in
I
in an episode.
I we saw the her struggles with alcohol last episode, and we saw how they started navigating back into the conversation. I thought it was a little too strong to hit it the way they did, because we have not heard of it before. They bring it
Correct.
up, and but the thing is, when they bring it up in such a strong way. But then when they don't bring it up, they don't bring it up at all. Like, she's around
Right.
alcohol in many episodes and she doesn't struggle, but then when they bring it up, it's like, oh, she can't even be around alcohol. And that's where the issue is, where if you're gonna button it throughout. You know what I mean? Make it a part of the entire timeline. Where that conversation with her girlfriend Joy, right?
Yeah, Joy.
Joy. That conversation with Joy, to me, felt natural, felt organic. It felt like, you know what? Let's sit down. There's something that I got to tell you. Let's
Yeah.
iron this out. And when they arrived at the baggage conversation, it felt so much like I want to open up this for you. I want you in this space. Can I bring you in? And I feel like I know we've been saying that I said this was more of a starter girlfriend for Miranda, but this conversation made it feel like, oh, they're adjusting each other's lives for each other.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And on that part, like, I liked it. I want to see a little more now,
Of
right? Like
course.
you're
Yeah.
giving this to us. Keep that same energy, keep the momentum. You're right. It did feel strong because, it got real deep real fast, since they just started. But I mean, that's just true to this series and like whatever the hell they're doing in the writing.
Yeah.
But I did like that one of them is saying like, you know, I relied too much on alcohol. And the other one is saying that she relies on alcohol when I think Joy was saying like, when things get a little too real or like to
Yeah,
escape.
she that's where she goes. She goes to alcohol, but not in a dependency way, more in like I need alcohol in order to it's a
To
part of my situation, yeah.
which I will say was so weird coming from Joy because like when you see her, she's like so well put together. And you look at her, you think she has her shit all together. She would never say cunts on air, right? Like she's just so and so you would
Wait,
not
but
think that she
what's the
needs
surprising part? What do you mean by so
I
surprising?
wouldn't think she needs alcohol. Like cause
Oh, no,
like
wait a minute. She wasn't okay. Let's be clear. She was not opening up about struggling with alcoholism. She was letting Miranda know that, oh, you have an issue with alcohol. Well, alcohol is just a part of my natural routine. She wasn't saying, oh, I struggle with alcohol. She was saying more like alcohol is just alcohol and I get along well. Alcohol and I have a good relationship. You know what I mean? So it's different, two
yeah.
different perspectives to how they see alcohol.
Yeah, I guess. I know I didn't think she was an alcoholic and whatnot, but I just wouldn't think that like that conversation was so great, but it was so interesting to me because I just wouldn't see that for Joy. Right. Like she even though that's not true, because we saw her at that party and she could barely open up to anyone. Like
There
she
you
kind of
go.
doesn't like people. So yeah, that's true. But moving that on to say, I just really hope that they continue to give us more of Miranda because we got a little more than her than we got of LTW, and then we got definitely of Charlotte. And I hope that they don't fuck that up. Like,
Yeah,
keep
I'm
that
with
part
you.
going.
I agree. And in getting a little bit of, we move over to the secondary three characters. At first, we have Seema, and we finally get to see Seema's new workspace. She was able to secure a location for her new firm. She has her assistant. She's still sleeping with the gardener, and it just kind of seems like Seema's
The
just
gardener.
coasting along. And I feel like they gave her the deodorant thing last episode. Now it's still on. They're doing a lot to keep her on without focusing on her. And I feel like I now can see where you were coming from, where you said it. She's just there. I think she's just there now.
1000%. She's just a space filler. And first of all, if he nibbles at her armpit one more time, like I am going to lose it. I am
Oh
going to
my
lose it. Like I'm struggling to see why people are thinking this is one of the best episodes, except for the fact that they're all fucking haters of Aiden.
yeah.
But like what about I'm sorry, this little crystal ball or whatever. Like when she went to that meeting, I knew she was gonna stink. I just knew she was gonna stink. And
Oh
it's kind of like
no.
they they're just doing Seema dirty. So like yeah, she has her
Yeah,
firm.
it
Like
felt like a Mad
she
TV skit.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And like while I do enjoy seeing her on the screen, I'm almost like I don't anymore.
Yeah,
Like
they're
I
damaging
don't.
her. They're damaging
It's
the image of Seema, and I don't enjoy that either because
yeah,
they could have done so much more to have incorporated. I wanted, well, as soon as she found out about her struggles with having to leave the her original firm, I wanted her power boss bitch era to begin. I'm gonna look for a
yes,
location. I'm gonna find investors. I'm gonna stop. And I feel like they're like, oh, I can't secure a loan. I found this little space.
Linda.
Oh, and it's like, wait, what? That's Seema. Like, we know what Seema. We met her already. We know what she's like. Like, give her the full thing. And I don't think that they wanted to do that. I don't think they wanted to make
No,
her this lioness
no.
situation. And
They wanted her to
and
struggle.
yeah, and I feel like Seema's just coasting. And that brings me to say this. We're moving on to Lisa, and I want to start it with this. Give Lisa her own show. I
Yes.
saw the Lisa taught. Are they? Is it Herbert Wexley? Yeah, because she's
Yeah,
Lisa
Wexley,
Todd
Wexley.
Wexley by marriage, right? So give the Wexleys their own show. Seeing Lisa
Yes.
this episode, seeing Herbert, seeing their son, seeing her at work, their family dynamic. There, there's a whole show there. There's an
Yes.
entire show based on
Yes.
that family. And I want to see it outside of this. I want to see it outside
Yep.
of the and just like that bubble. It feels so good to watch them. They're Lisa could do no wrong.
None.
The Wexleys could do no wrong. I am loving watching them. I'm enjoying them in the show. And I feel like there's so much material that can be pulled out of this family. Give it to us. If this season ends, start filming the Wexleys.
Yes.
Start doing something with it. Do something.
Yes.
I would watch it. I want to watch it.
Honestly, that's such a great idea, right? Like LTW's own show featuring some of the cast from And Just
And
Like That,
I don't even need to. I
right?
don't even need to see the cast of the.
And I would me neither. I just really need to see Charlotte to be so for real. But on that note, because Lisa can do no wrong, for the love of Christ, get rid of that fucking wig. The wig is killing me. No, no, no. I have to say it. I've been so Christian about it. I've been so PG about it. I've been just so great about it. The wig is sending me straight to Jupiter. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And also, while we're on that note, the outfits. What in the clown fuckery are we doing? I don't want to see another Beetlejuice inspired outfit. I don't want to see another Beetlejuice inspired jacket. I am over that because that's not who she is. We know she's one of the best dressed in the entire show. So let's start putting more respect on her name, starting with her hair. Like, oh my
Yeah,
God. And I'm not, I should be the
the hair
last
is
one talking.
questionable.
No, no, no. I should be the last one talking because I come up here and I just be throwing whatever on. Like, I just be throwing all this baggy shit on, looking like a whole whale on
Well, you're
YouTube.
also
And my
not on an
edges,
HBO show filming for
like,
a series,
literally, I can never edge control my edges enough to keep them in
girl.
place. I shouldn't be talking. However, I would so do it. Like, their banter is so great. Did you see when they were like going back and forth and she's like, Ozempic, Ozempic.
Yes,
I
and the
loved it.
kids' responses are so cute.
I
The
loved
her.
it.
They're, I love it. He calls her at work and she's like, I have two things. I'm at work and Ozempic. I
Loved it.
Yes, I
Loved it.
love
That used
and
to
the
be
way
Aiden and Carrie.
I think their acting adds to so much to it. Where I feel like, oh, and this is no disrespect to anybody, but I do feel like Sarah Jessica Parker is like, okay, we got another show. I'm showing
Yeah.
up here. I'm doing this, and
Yeah.
everyone else feels that way. Whereas Nicole Ari Parker,
Nicole
right?
and
Yeah, Nicole
Parker.
Ari Parker. She feels very much like, oh, I'm on this show, and I'm gonna show you Nicole Ari Parker, and we're gonna do this character. I noticed this episode that the grander and the better that she is, the less they incorporate her into the main cast. She didn't film with anyone else on this episode.
Yeah.
They did not sit her at the dinner with the rest of the girls. They
Yep.
barely showed her. They didn't show any interaction with any of the other main cast. There's a riff that's happening with the Lisa character that's not translating to the end just like that narrative. And I don't know if they just don't want to incorporate her into the friend group or they just want to keep it for, but it doesn't feel like she shouldn't be a part of this. If anybody, I know Seema is essential to the narrative because they don't have Samantha. Seema's the closest to
Right.
Samantha. But if I see someone sitting there as the fourth, even more, it's Lisa for me. Lisa's this powerhouse wife, mother, businesswoman that, in my opinion, should add to the friend group narrative. And the fact that they're not even sitting her with the rest of the girls, I'm like,
No.
what's really going on here? There's something else. And then they can't use the whole, well, she's always working and focused on the work. No, because they're all living their life. Seema's also busy and Carrie
Yep.
has so much bullshit to deal with. So there has to be a way that
Bullshit.
well, yeah, there has to be a way where Lisa is a part of this. Because if she's not, then what is she?
Right. And it's so funny that you're saying this because when I saw that she wasn't there, I'm like, how sad. It almost feels like you guys use her because when you needed all the mommies to show up to Anthony's bakery, you called her. When you needed food, when, Miranda was painting that house and cheating on Steve, you called her with the food truck. Why is it that she's so essential and so great when you need her to show up in numbers or for an
Yeah.
appearance. But
Yeah.
then when it comes down to the friendship aspect of it, she's never incorporated unless it's her and Charlotte.
It's giving the black girl in the friend group. It's giving, oh, she's the black girl in our friend group. And it's like, wait a minute.
Yep. And I hate to say that,
She's a friend in the
but
friend group, or is she the black girl in the friend group? And that's where it's
yeah.
like now you're losing me with the narrative.
Mhm.
Give this character their own show, spin them off into the Herberts, into the Wexleys or whatever. Do whatever you need to, but do not water down this character. Like they're so good. They feel
They're
so good.
so good. But the kid, even
I
the
enjoy
banter with
it.
the kids, like their kids bring it in an organic way. He's sitting like just
So
the back and
well.
forth with everyone. Who's
So
eating
well.
pasta? Me. Who has a shot at me? Like it was just so great. Like,
It's
I I am for it. And speaking of Anthony, again, it's finally taken them so many episodes to do Anthony right, but I really enjoyed his little segment
I
on
did too. I did too.
on here. And it's just like I love it because he stopped trying to be somebody other than himself. Like, oh, I'm just gonna like, let her say whatever or do whatever. And he started reading her like, excuse my French,
Well,
bitch.
they both pulled the claws out. They both brought the claws
But
out.
she's been had her claws out. And it was about
Yeah.
time he pulled his out. It was
Yeah.
about time. And I just loved it when he's like, oh yeah, I'm just trying to impress you. Like there goes the honesty, there goes the sass, the pizzazz.
Yeah.
They gave us enough razzle dazzle that I was like really enjoying it. But when she pulled out that knife, I was like, she's a hot as bag. It was. And I feel so bad for Giuseppe because I know he's like, oh my God, like, what the hell did I walk into? But she can't even lie. I think Giuseppe knows his mother's batshit crazy. She couldn't even lie.
Yeah. Yeah, I think even when she told him that she was coming, he brought her up to he brought her up to Anthony in a way where it's like, well, my mom's here, well, this is just my mom. And you do that when you don't want to say my mom's a bitch, she's evil, you say those things to not talk all that trash about your mom. So I think Giuseppe's always known. It's just a matter of like, I'm crossing my fingers that they get along. I don't think he expected them to. So
No.
it leaves them here in front of each other at the table where Anthony's like, I'm trying to impress you and you're making it impossible. And she's like, well, my baby, you don't deserve my baby. You're garbage. And then she gave that little story about how she was younger than
Yeah.
her ex-husband or whatever. But it's like, girl, get over it. Get over it. You're not a part of this. He's not a baby. He's not a child. He's a grown ass man. I think you can separate yourself from this one.
When you say he's a grown ass man, all I kept thinking about is, yeah, he's from 58 to 62. 58, 60, 62 final offer. Like, I just loved it.
Yeah, it was so
And even
good.
when he was like, what did she just say? And Giuseppe like lied. He was like, yep, we'll go with
Yeah.
that. Like, that's the banter I love to see. That's
Yeah.
who this character is, like so witty, so with it. And I'm just hoping that they don't break up because I can see in true bullshit writing, Giuseppe just being frustrated or feeling like he has to choose
Oh
and then
yeah.
just putting like some distance. Like here's the thing. Here's what I don't like about this show. If I can just lose my mind for another second. Yes, they're trying to be with the times. Like on one
Yeah.
hand, they were like extremely freaking woke and all cool and edgy, whatever, like all this nasty
Yeah.
things. But then you're also not with the times. In real life, I'm not breaking up with you because my mother's a tyrant. I know she's a
True.
tyrant, which is why I
True.
left her ass in Italy. You understand what I'm saying? In real
Hmm.
life, I'm not breaking up with you because you have a bitch brat. Hello, that's everybody dating someone with kids. That is New York City in a
Yeah.
nutshell. And Carrie, please don't act like you're not from the hood, girl. Like you are ghetto. You know that this is everybody in New York City. Like, so the writing to me just feels so unrealistic. And as I'm watching like this niceness with Giuseppe and like the banter with him and Anthony, I'm like, they're gonna break up. They're gonna break up. The writers are just gonna do them a complete injustice.
So you see, I'm on the other side of that where we're on episode 9 now. And we have what, three more episodes after this. And I see it where Giuseppe's going to have to make a decision. He's either going to have to put his mother in her place and say, this is my relationship, you butt out, or be good with her mother and kind of struggle with Anthony or whatever. I don't see Giuseppe ending the relationship with Anthony in order to please his mother.
Okay.
I see him understanding the struggle of being in the middle of the two, and I see them having a stronger relationship at the end of the season. I see Giuseppe
Oh,
bringing up to Anthony how my mother's not going to come in between us anymore. She's not going to be a part of this. I'm done with pleasing her. She's just going to have to find her situation somewhere else where she's not a part of whatever we have here. And I see that because Anthony cannot be any more broken. They all
right.
we already lost Stanny. We're in a space where it either has to work with Anthony or Anthony loses everything and then it takes a nasty turn. So I
Yeah.
think they're now finding the space where Anthony has to end up happy. Anthony has, and of all the characters, Anthony has to be the one that gets oh, I'm good at the end of this because Carrie deserves a lot of the shit that's coming at her. I feel like Charlotte is always going to be a comedic, going through shit and getting over it.
A Pollyanna.
Miranda deserves to be broken so that she can pick herself back up and put herself back together because she has not gone through that.
No.
She has not hit rock bottom so that she can go back up. I feel like Seema restructuring herself into the new business is what she needed, and I feel like Lisa's just navigating her own life. I think Anthony should be left in a space where, okay, this is gonna work out for him. Let's give him to Anthony.
I hope so. Honest to God, I hope so because I feel like somebody needs to like catch a break on this show, right? We're dealing with three singles, right? We know Lisa's going to be fine even if they have a little hiccup. Charlotte and Harry's going to be fine even if they have a little hiccup, but we have Miranda, Carrie, and Anthony and Seema, and that's a lot to navigate. And I can't keep losing my mind every episode wondering like, are they going to stay together? Are their relationships going to blow up? Are there
Yeah.
like all of these different things? It's too much. Like,
Okay.
and it's too much for a show that won't give us any context, right? Like,
Yes, they won't give us. It's too much for a show that won't give us much.
thank you. Exactly that. Even at the end, when she breaks up with like Aiden, it's like, oh my God, she's such a happy camper. And she's just out to dinner and like there's nothing, no conversation, no nothing, no anything. And I'm just like, I'm so butthurt. And I think we should just title this episode like, Candice is fucked up over Aiden. Like that should just
My
be the title
God.
of it. Like I
Wait, because
cannot let it
I have questions
go.
for you. I have questions for you, and I want to hear what you have to say about this. So the first thing, do you think we will see Aiden after this episode ever?
Yes.
How? Like, how is that going to happen? Or when are we
Let me
going to
tell
see him
you.
again?
So I've been really working on manifesting, and I'm not sure if I've gotten really good at it or not, but I feel like if I write in my notebook or if I script, Aiden will appear on the show. Aiden will appear on the show. Aiden will appear on the show. I feel like he's gonna appear on the show. No, I'm so dead ass though. You think it's like a joke. Like if I will it hard enough.
I'm like, wait, where is this going?
No, but that it's true. Like, look, hear me, fans. First of all, I manifested Aiden back since season one.
You
I
did, you
manifested
did,
you back, Jay, right?
you
Like these
did,
are
you did.
right, and I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even know if the shit
You
works.
did.
But
You're
I
right.
feel like I manifested this show back into existence. If I
Your
go,
manifestation powers are superpowers. You are
except the
right.
husband, except the
You
husband.
know,
So, or someone to behave. So if I say the writers know what they're doing, the writers know what they're doing, the writers know what they're doing,
it'll
he's coming back.
at some point it'll
So
happen.
that's a
Got it.
yes.
So it's a yes for Aiden. Now let me ask you this one. Do you think they will give Harry a tragic end like they gave Steve, like they gave Mr. Big? I know.
Yes. Yes. I was going to say no, but I the actor had actually been posting like how people are like saying like, oh my God, I don't want to watch the show if Harry like dies or something, or if he
Yeah.
leaves. He's been posting it a little too much. And so it just made me wonder, are you kind of like trying to foreshadow, like tell us something? Like, are you on your way out? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh shit.
I don't know if maybe he doesn't want to be on the show, or I don't know if he knows
Mm.
something that we don't. So he's just, how celebrities do. So he's just like putting it out there to let like
Well,
producers.
maybe he's like, oh, all the boys that I grew up with in this situation are gone. Maybe I should be gone too. I don't know.
No, I want to say they won't give him a tragic ending, but then at the same time, I'm not hopeful.
Okay, so that leaves me with this is a question where it provoked a lot of feelings in me because this is my favorite part of the show. So I want you to answer. Do you think Nicole Ari Parker will be back for season 4?
Yes, she loves the show a little too much. Yes. Yes. She loves the show a little too much. And I'm not sure, even if she does see it, she's such a professional. I'm not sure if she's necessarily seeing what we're seeing or like what we're thinking they're doing to her and Seema. Right? Like kind of
Mm.
like trying to push them out.
Well, because
I
she's
think
doing so well in it, she's going there and acting
she
the
is,
hell out of it. Yeah.
but also she's proving herself and she's being so loyal to her fans. I do think she'll come back for season 4. I don't think she'll stay if they get greenlit after. The same
Mm.
with Sarita. I think Sarita's on her way out.
Yeah, I feel like, and in reading that question, I was feeling like, if anything, Sarita will leave before Nicole leaves because Nicole has a lot that she could still leverage because she's such a good part of the show. Where Sarita, they already have her on the edge. Like they could just be like, "Okay,
Yeah,
girl, see ya."
yeah.
Wow, what an
That was a
interesting
lot.
thing. So I love again, I love the episode. I know you hated it, but I'm glad when this happens because we get to banter even more about, hey, this is where I'm at. But my love for this episode comes from,
Okay.
I will say this, and I think everyone will agree with this one. They definitely upped the production value of the episode. The visuals are much more attractive. Looking at the episode felt good. The her run after the restaurant to the in front of the houses was nice. I liked the visuals outside of the dinner. I love the shot of Aiden and Duncan on the table when Carrie was coming out. It felt more cinematic. That's what feeds me. I'm not saying that the story was much better, but I did appreciate that they kind of like lived in something for a little bit, even though it just happened to be Aiden's jealousy and it felt really funky. So how are you feeling at the end of our conversation now?
I just don't understand you. Like I just don't get it. I just feel
Yes.
like so you like the scenery is what you're saying. You love that they have these expensive ass cameras following them around on a dolly and a trolley. Like you love the production of it and I get it. You're a producer, like you are a filmmaker, you're a creator. I get it. Let me tell you something. Where's my clothes? It's somewhere here. Like I make clothes
If
and
if they brought back, what's the stylist you love that used to be in Sex and the
Patricia
City?
Fields,
Patricia,
maybe.
if they brought back Patricia Fields for one episode, even if the story was shit, I bet you would love the episode.
Maybe, maybe. And also, I just have to say this. These Little House on the Prairie outfits are pissing me
Girl,
clean
I
off.
noticed in this episode. You mentioned it last episode, and I think my eyes were more aware.
Tired of seeing it. However, Jay, back to that, so I don't get off track. I just don't understand it. Like, I get you like the scenery and the views,
No,
and
I
it is a
know.
10 out of 10. I highly recommend on the views. However, the writing is shit, and I don't understand a 9, and I'm gonna let it go because we're going to wrap this up. But I just don't understand a 9 when everything with you has been either a point 0.5, a
I
half,
know. I know.
everything in the low mids, and all of a sudden on the worst episode known to Christ and man, you
I
just
know,
it's
which is
fine.
so
It's okay.
wild. But wait, I want to end. I want us to end this conversation asking you, what do you think the last 3 episodes are going to bring us? What do you think we're going to get in the last 3 episodes?
We are going to get Duncan Hines. Okay. Yeah, she's going to have sex with Duncan Hines.
Oh shit! Yeah,
She's
because now she
already
can.
Yeah, now she can. That's another thing. That's for another time. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. Okay. She's gonna have sex with Duncan Hines because now she can. I foresee some dates. I foresee some feelings that weren't there all of a sudden being there because they were always there happening. I foresee her having a conversation with Miranda, telling Miranda, you are right. He brings out fun in me. I foresee him leaving her ass, right?
Last episode, I predict that. Last episode, I'm gonna predict this. He's gonna leave to go back to where he lives for the other 6 months. And he's gonna leave a note, and he's not even gonna like have a conversation with her.
Yes, because he hates her for real. Like, I don't understand why nobody's understanding this. Like, he just wants a piece of ass, and that's it. Like, he cannot stand her. So, yeah, those are all my predictions. And it's not gonna be the post-it note. Now we're gonna call it like the loose leaf paper. That's gonna be the meme. He broke up with me on a sheet of loose leaf. I swear to Christ.
And with that, I think we've done it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you all on the next episode. Again, do not forget our giveaway is live, and make sure you're watching all of our episodes, liking, commenting, and subscribing on everywhere. Follow us on all social medias. If you get lost, make sure you make it to revirginizedpod.com, where you will check all
Yeah.
of our links. You will catch us again next week. Thank you all for tuning in.
Bye. Revirginized is a production of J. Breyer Allen, hosted by Candice B., produced and co-hosted by J like the letter.